Hi all, my name is Fahim. So today I want to talk about BitTorrent and torrenting in general. So if you have ever downloaded something through a torrent client, then it is probably through BitTorrent. And especially if you like to get movies from not so legal ways, then you probably know what BitTorrent and torrenting is in general. So I had a curiosity to understand what torrenting is and how it works. So I my friend showed me a document actually, and it was a study on what is BitTorrent and what is peer-to-peer networking. And I went down the rabbit hole of learning about what that is, and I spent some time on that. So I just want to share a bit about that, what I learned about BitTorrent. So basically, to understand BitTorrent, we first have to know what peer-to-peer networking is, right? So the traditional way of downloading is you go to some website and you download from them. And what happens in this is the typical client server architecture. So when you go to a website and download, you're just getting the file from just one place, that is this one server, right? So that's the typical client server architecture. Peer-to-peer architecture is when you are getting the data from multiple sources and there's no server here. Alright, and in a peer-to-peer network, what happens is people share their resources. So like in an office setting, if there is like one printer and that is in one place, and there is a few other, like the network and the storage, there is a storage capable of storage, there is a device capable of storage, and I don't remember the name of the storage device. So basically there is this device, and the whole office can share this if it is a peer-to-peer network. And if you connect all of these devices into this network, then everyone in this network can share whatever is in this network. So that is what BitTorrent is based upon. And BitTorrent is just one torrenting client, and it is the most popular torrenting client basically. And there were other clients also, but this is the like widely used one nowadays. And how it works is basically when you download something, let me talk about why BitTorrent is a good thing. Because when you download from a source, let's say like downloading from just one website, and the upload speed of the server is most likely less than the download speed of the person, because this is usually the case in a computer. Its upload speed will be much less than its download speed. So what happens is there is this bottleneck of the server's upload speed is affecting how long it will take for us to download, and the download capacity of our system is not being fully utilized, right? So there is a lot of download capacity that is just staying there and not doing anything when you are using a client server architecture. So when the creator of BitTorrent, I don't remember his name actually, he came upon this problem. He thought how breaking down files into pieces can be used for file sharing, and this is how we came up with BitTorrent. So what happens in a BitTorrent architecture is when you want to download something, you don't get it from just one source, you get it from multiple sources. So this file will be broken down into many pieces or parts as they call it, and these parts are further broken down into subparts, but I won't get into that. So these parts, we can get them in any order, and our client, the BitTorrent client, will know how to order these parts and assemble everything after the download is completely done. So when we download something, we are not affected by the upload speed of the person we are currently downloading one part from, because that is fine. We are getting one part from them, we can at the same time get another part from another person, right? So we are making complete use of our download speed. So that is basically the why BitTorrent is a better alternative to downloads, and it's like much faster than downloading from one server. You can download several GBs of content in very short amounts of time with not too much bandwidth, because usually why it takes that long for GBs of content to be downloaded is not because our download speed is slow, it's just because the server's upload speed is very less. So how does BitTorrent work? What is the working architecture of BitTorrent? So when you want to get something, let's say some software, and you will get the torrent file of that whatever software that is, and this is a file that ends with .torrent, and it will contain a few information. It will contain the URL of the tracker, or tracker is like this central entity or a server that will know which all users or peers, as they call it in this BitTorrent ecosystem, it will know which all peers have which all paths, and this tracker is how we know where to get parts from and who all has each part, right? So this torrent file will have the information of the URL of the tracker, and it will have the file name and the size of the file, and also some hashing information. So the tracker is what will tell us where to get our pieces from, right? So what happens is there are a lot of strategies we use to determine which part we should get. There is this strategy of rarest piece first. So what happens is, in this current network of peers that are sharing one file, there will be a few pieces that are very rare, or that just means that this piece is not with the most people. So this BitTorrent client will try to get that rarest piece first, because if the rarest piece is with us, then it reduces the chance of the file being incomplete. So if the original person who's uploading the file, he disconnects, then the access to the file will be gone, right? But actually that is not the case in the case of peer-to-peer networking, because when a person uploads, his whole file will become a part of this network, right? So all of these people have these files. So there is no problem if the person who originally uploaded it disconnects, because everyone else in the network has the files. But this takes some time, because download is not instantaneous. There is some time. So if the person who's uploading disconnects in between, there is a chance that all parts of this file is not with everyone in the network, or with at least someone in the network when the original uploader disconnects. So what BitTorrent does is, it follows this strategy of rarest piece first. So it will try to get the most rarest piece first, so that it will reduce the chance of the file being incomplete when the user disconnects. So this does not mean that when the user disconnects, at least one person should have the whole file. No, this means that when the uploader disconnects, the file, or at least all parts of the file, should be in the network somewhere. It doesn't mean it has to be in one person. It can be somewhere, because eventually it will reach everyone, right? Because of the torrent, we know where each of the pieces are. So eventually everyone will get it if the piece is somewhere in the network, even if it is distributed everywhere. So that is how BitTorrent works and peer-to-peer clienting works, and this has a lot of potential in the industry, because this architecture allows us to not have a server at all, because there are some torrent trackers that are not based on one central server. You can have a distributed system, so that you do not even have to have a server to provide files for users. So this also saves a lot on costs, because you don't have to spend time, you don't have to spend anything on a server that has a really good upload speeds or anything, because in a peer-to-peer network that does not matter at all. And this is a very cost saving mechanism, but it also has some shortcomings which possibly might be fixed in the future. Alright, that's all from me. I hope you learned something. Thank you.